Good morning, everybody. On Monday, some of you got your report card and noticed that you had an FA, or a failure due to absence, in one or more of your classes. The purpose of this video is to explain how that happened, what we're doing to correct it, and how you can prevent that from happening this semester. In Title 59 of the South Carolina Code of Laws, there are regulations requiring the number of seat time hours required to achieve a South Carolina High School Carnegie unit or a credit. This particular slide highlights what the state legislature defines as a lawful or unlawful absence. In either case, at LDHS, this means you are only allowed 5 days of either type of absence for a semester-based course or 3 days for a 9 weeks or quarterly based course. If you open up your PowerSchool and see any of these 5 codes on a class that you missed, rest assured that these are 5 codes that you don't have to make up and they will not count against you. That's if you have a principal-approved absence, if you are homebound, if you've been on a field trip, if you took a college visit, or if you've been taking one of our standardized tests required by the district. This slide highlights all of the absence codes that the state of South Carolina requires to be made up in order to not count against you. If you open your PowerSchool and notice one of these codes on an absence, add it all together, they cannot equal more than 5 for a semester course or 3 for a 9 weeks course. This is where many of you ran into trouble during the first semester and you did not recover enough days, and therefore you failed due to attendance. These codes are a nurse visit, COVID, medical, flu, parent note, religious, out-of-school suspension, bereavement. Skip is a code that you cannot recover because that indicates that you skipped a class and you were held accountable for that also in a disciplinary matter. If you have EX or UNEX, which is excused or unexcused, it still must be made up in order to not count against you.
All right, students, for those of you who have FA'd at class, you will be meeting with your assistant principal to be able to help you create a contract that looks like this so where you can recover your days. Basically, you're going to fill this out with your assistant principal, and both of you are going to sign it, which means that you are agreeing to come and stay after school during the month of January to make up your time. It's important to know that if you don't make up your time by February 9th, that's it. That's the deadline. If you miss that deadline, then you're going to have to keep your FA.
This next part applies to all of our LDHS students. The best way to avoid an FA or failure on attendance in the second semester, which can only be made up in summer school, is to avoid being absent at all or make them up immediately as we go along. This is very important for you seniors if you have any intentions on walking across the stage in late May. If an absence that is required to be made up is unavoidable, this is the best means of recovery. You can see that we have after-school sessions in which you can make up 2 periods. For those of you that have late arrival, you can come in early and make up your time. Or if you have early dismissal, stay in the attendance office and make that up. Do not put yourself in a situation where you're scrambling at the end of the semester to do attendance recovery. Last semester, there were portions of that where we had up to 400 students at a time staying in the lecture theater to try to make up attendance. That is untenable and very difficult to manage, not only for administrators, but for teachers and the attendance office as well. This is another wonderful opportunity District 55 is offering this semester. We have the spring intersession. Not only can you do academic recovery on those days where you can turn in makeup work or get extra help, but you can also use these 3 dates of March 26th, the 27th, and 28th for attendance recovery. In the first semester, we did not have enough of you take advantage of this. We fully expect a full house taking advantage of attendance recovery on spring intersession on these dates so that you are not in a position where you're having to make up a lot at the end of the semester.
Okay, guys. Also, if you FA'd a class, there's a good chance that you may have missed your exam. At the end of the semester last year, we were hit pretty hard with the flu, and so a lot of you guys may have missed that big test. If you missed your exam, it's your responsibility to reach out to your teacher to set up a time for you to be able to take your exam during attendance recovery. So if that's you, make sure you take care of that as soon as you can. Don't wait, because those teachers have other things they need to do.